Om Swastiastu. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Juliana Lim. I'm the representative of Student Group Discussion B8 Udayana Medical School. In this occasion, we are going to present our student project of this blog with the given topic, long-acting testosterone therapy. And this is our members of Student Group Discussion B8. Okay, and next presentation will be continued by my friend.
Hello everyone, my name is Gloria Grace with last 3 digit number 162, and I'm going to present the background of our student project. So one of the part of aging process is decreased testosterone level. When a man experiences testosterone deficiency, it is called hypogonadism, which can impact to multiple organ system. To treat that, testosterone therapy is being used. It could restore testosterone hormone to normal physiological concentration. There are long-acting and short-acting testosterone therapy. The long-acting therapy could obstruct the HPG axis, which leads to a reduction of luteinizing hormone and follicle-stimulating hormone in the circulating levels, also endogenous testosterone production. To choose which therapy should be used, the physician needs to be able to diagnose, detect the pathological changes, and consider the risk and benefit of the therapy plan. That's all from me. The next slide will be explained by my friend. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Lowina Saraswati with the last 3 digits of student ID number 142. Now I will explain about the problem formulation. The problem we are discussing in this student project include what is the definition of long-acting testosterone therapy, what is testosterone and its function in the human body, how is the classification of long-acting testosterone therapy, what are the pharmacodynamics and pharmacokinetics of long-acting testosterone therapy, what are the beneficial effects and side effects of long-acting testosterone therapy, what is the safety and tolerability of long-acting testosterone therapy, and the last one, are there any contraindication to the use of long-acting testosterone therapy? The objective of the student project are to know the definition of long-acting testosterone therapy, to know about testosterone and its function, to know the classification of long-acting testosterone therapy, to understand the pharmacodynamics and pharmacokinetics of long-acting testosterone therapy, to find out the beneficial effect and side effect of long-acting testosterone therapy, to determine the safety and tolerability of long-acting testosterone therapy, and the last one, to find out contraindication use of long-acting testosterone therapy. The benefits of this student project for us as a medical student include complete knowledge of long-acting testosterone therapy. The benefit of scientific learning is that we can learn more about long-acting testosterone therapy and find out the best therapy at this time. The benefits for the community include increasing knowledge in the community who have a better understanding of long-acting testosterone therapy and the appropriate therapy for it. That's all from me. The presentation will be continued by my colleagues. Thank you.
Hey everyone, my name is Ida Bagusari Gosena with my ID number is 20025111184. Today I'm going to talk about definition about long-acting testosterone therapy. So in recent years, many patients have complained for several symptoms for their sexuality, such as poor energy, decreased libido, and erectile dysfunction. So most of them is consultation to find out the treatment of the symptom, one of which is testosterone therapy. Testosterone therapy is therapy that aims to induce and maintain secondary sex and treat symptoms caused by decreased sex hormones, also known as hypogonadism. In testosterone therapy, there is two divisions, namely short-acting term and long-acting term. In this testosterone treatment is divided into several treatments. One of them is long-acting testosterone therapy. Long-acting testosterone therapy is the administration of drug by injection or topically, which is carried out for a long time and must be accordance with existing procedures. Long-acting testosterone therapy also has many variations in the duration of treatment, depending on the type of therapy used, such as subcutaneous pellet therapy held for 3 to 6 months, and injectable testosterone undercut were held for 2 months or 10 weeks.
Thank you for the opportunity. My name is Imade Krishna Putra Pramanda with student number 128. So now I would like to continue this presentation about testosterone. When it comes to men's health, it will inevitably lead to a discussion of testosterone. In males, testosterone is the major sex hormone as well as anabolic steroid. This hormone has a variety of vital and functional responsibilities, particularly in terms of sexual health. Testosterone is also involved in the development of primary sexual development, including penis and testes enlargement, deeper voice, sperm production or spermatogenesis, increased libido, and hair growth in pubic area. After we know about the definition and function of testosterone, we have to know how does male testosterone work. First of all, if we do some training, it will send a signal to the brain, and the brain signal enter our pituitary will release hormone. After that, hormone will tell the testicle to release testosterone, and testosterone increase, and protein will be synthesized. And over the time, this gonna leads to bigger and stronger muscles. Maybe that's all from me. This presentation will be continued by my friend. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Kedera Kasutabi Samudra, number 023. Now I will explain to you about testosterone therapy classification. Number 1 is nasal testosterone gel. Nasal testosterone gel 4.5%, also known as Natesto in the form of thixotropic gel with its extension on the surface and high viscosity solutions applied in cavum nasi or nasal cavity. Nasal testosterone gel of different concentrations are vary in PK or pharmacokinetic profile, mainly in men with TDS or testosterone deficiency syndrome. Patients receiving nasal testosterone gel mostly have 24-hour PK profile as a stimulation of LH or luteinizing hormone every 2 hours. Number 2 is long-acting testosterone undecanoate. Medical treatment is suggested in male patients with TDS who are symptomatic. Present choices of TDS therapy include subdermal implants, topical creams, oral therapies, intramuscular injections, etc. Long-acting testosterone undecanoate or TU applied via intramuscular injection with the benefit of a stable concentration of testosterone. This therapy is injected 4 times per year at 3-month intervals. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hello everybody, in this opportunity, I would like to explain the pharmacodynamics of long-acting testosterone therapy. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Iputu Abdikadama Yoga and my student identification number is 200251184. So let's start. Long-acting testosterone therapy acts by way of 2 main mechanisms as agonist of androgen receptor, which will activate the androgen receptor directly or as dihydrotestosterone, and by conversion to estradiol and activation of certain estrogen receptors. Free testosterone is transported into the cytoplasm of target tissue cells where it can bind to the androgen receptor or can be reduced to 5-alpha dihydrotestosterone by the cytoplasmic enzyme 5-alpha reductase. Dihydrotestosterone binds to the same androgen receptor even more strongly than free testosterone, so that its androgenic potency is about 2.5 times that of free testosterone. The T receptor or DHT receptor complex undergoes structural change that allows it to move to the cell nucleus and bind directly to a specific nucleotide sequence of the chromosomal DNA. The areas of binding are called hormone response elements and influence transcriptional activity of certain genes, producing androgen effects. So that's all my explanation about pharmacodynamics of long-acting testosterone therapy. The presentation will be continued with my friends. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Doctor. I'm Anissa Raini with the last 3 digits of NIM 110. I would like to continue the presentation on pharmacokinetic of the long-acting testosterone therapy. So formulations of testosterone itself mostly have a long-term target of sustaining stable testosterone levels. This action suppresses the endogenous activity of the HPG axis, in which testosterone levels in young healthy males follow the circadian rhythm. And it is highest in the morning and lower in the evening hours. A few studies mentioned in hypogonadism, a decent testosterone therapy would expect to suppress luteinizing hormone levels to low or even undetectable, and FSH also suppress.
Good morning, my name is Azamir Sapatila with registered student ID number 094. I will explain about the beneficial effect of long-acting testosterone therapy. There are several benefits of using long-acting testosterone therapy. The first one, the use of testosterone therapy is beneficial in increasing libido, especially in young men with hypogonadism and erectile dysfunction. In some cases, testosterone therapy has also shown improvement in erectile function in comorbid older men. In middle-aged men with testosterone deficiency, the use of long-acting testosterone increase penile bone density, whereas in older men, it increases spine and hip density. Besides being useful in increasing bone density, long-acting testosterone therapy can provide an increase in leg muscle strength, especially in elderly. In addition, based on the result of randomized control trial, the use of long-acting deep intramuscular injection of testosterone under canoate or TU improves the mental health component of quality of life in men with testosterone deficiency syndrome. Last but not least, in elderly patients with congestive heart failure, the use of long-acting testosterone can improve the functional capacity and control of cardiac reflex, as well as the patient's quality of life. That's all. Next.
Hello everyone, my name is Natasha Ripusparani with a 3-digit number of 227, and here I'll be explaining about the side effects of long-acting testosterone therapy. So other than the beneficial effects mentioned before, there are several side effects which include suppression of follicle-stimulating hormone or FSH and luteinizing hormone or LH. This would decrease the production of semen and may cause infertility. There are other common side effects too, such as testicular atrophy and gynecomastia. There are speculations of prostate cancer growth, but it's still not proven yet. There are warnings on cardiovascular risks as well, as it may have a relation with testosterone therapy, such as higher threats for venous thromboembolism, heart attack, and stroke. Now, most patients would first consider the side effects of infertility, thus seeking alternatives. Other than alternatives, testosterone therapy dosage can also be decreased as certain doses may cause erythrocytosis, which can be managed by either lowering the dose or conducting therapeutic phlebotomy. Next.
Hello everyone, my name is Enzo Zafrika Mulia with last 3-digit number 051. So next I will explain about the safety and tolerability of long-acting testosterone therapy. Long-acting testosterone therapy, especially testosterone undecanoate, are well tolerated in patients with male hypogonadism. According to IPASS studies, most patients were satisfied or very satisfied and rated the tolerability as very good or good with TU therapy. Adverse drug reactions of this therapy is relatively rare. However, the most common adverse drug reactions are increase of hematocrit level, pain in limbs or joints, increase of PSL level, skin problems, weight gain, changes in liver function or lipid values, and pain at the injection site. Even though there are increases of hematocrit and PSL level, these increases within clinically safe limits. In one case, there was a serious adverse drug reaction such as prostate enlargement and urinary retention. However, there is no reported or low incidence of prostate cancer and major adverse cardiac events were not reported. In addition, there was an improvement in lower urinary tract symptoms with testosterone therapy as assessed by the International Prostate Symptom Score Scale. Overall, long-acting testosterone therapy is safe and well tolerated, and it is an effective method in hypogonadism.
Good morning, afternoon, doctor. My name is Felix with last 3-digit of student ID is 099. I will continue the presentation regarding contraindication. So, long-acting testosterone therapy has been a standard option for patients with hypogonadism. The aim of the therapy is to improve patient symptoms such as decreased sexual drive, anemia, erectile dysfunction, bone mass, and muscle loss. Before initiating the therapy, patient must be screened if they have the contraindication or not, such as breast cancer, prostate cancer, polystemia, elevated prostate-specific antigen, uncontrolled heart failure, untreated obstructive sleep apnea, and undiagnosed prostate nodule. So one of the absolute contraindication is prostate cancer, which has been historically labeled as contraindication for the therapy. However, latest study stated that there is minimal or no changes in patients with the therapy for non-metastatic prostate cancer. There is also evidence that prostate cancer incidence in men with the therapy is similar in comparison with those are not with the therapy. For breast cancer, the connection between breast cancer and the therapy is still unclear because lack of the evidence and studies. Other than malignancy, patients with pre-existing polystemia is an absolute contraindication for the therapy. Polystemia may lead to hematologic disorders such as stroke, DVT, myocardial infarction, and pulmonary embolus. Hence, contraindication for testosterone therapy within the patient must be considered and be re-examined. So thanks. Next.
Hello everyone, my name is Juliana Lim with student ID number 2002511080. Okay, now I will explain the conclusion of this student project. Long-acting therapy is one of testosterone therapy that allows the treatment to be carried out in the long term with low intensity of treatment, while short-acting usually takes every day. This treatment aims to help the patient to increase bone density, muscle strength, and libido, that certainly supporting the elderly to reduce symptoms of testosterone deficiency. Long-acting therapy has several types, and each type has a different mechanism of action. Although there are many benefits, this treatment has side effects to consider, including suppression of follicle-stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone that causes decrease in production of semen and may lead to male infertility. However, long-acting testosterone therapy is safe and well tolerated for effective method in hypogonadal men. Okay, and next is our references of this student project. And okay, here comes to the end. Thank you very much for all your attention, and sorry we had many mistakes. I think that's all for our presentation. Thank you and bye-bye.